amazing is that? It's been a week. It's been a weird week full of emotions. It's been a good week, just a weird week, and actually nothing to do with COVID-19, which is a miracle. Well, I guess it is a bit to do with that, because I think that's possibly why I'm quite so emotional at the moment. I'll chat more about that as we go on. My name is Jooles, and I'll put on the screen where you can find me, and all my show notes, which is everything I'm going to chat about today, will be down below this video on YouTube. And there'll be clickable links to patterns, yarn shops, podcasts, anything I mention. I have just kneaded my bread. By the way, who has all the bread flour? What is going on? I've had to use a mixture of pasta flour and whole grain flour for my sourdough. Not even sure it's going to work, but I'm making, hello puppy, come to say hi. But I'm making some pizza base, which will be for tomorrow. We'll see how that turns out. The actual dough, when it came out of my KitchenAid after it had its 10-minute knead, was very strange. It was kind of hard. Actually felt like pasta, which may explain a lot. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hello, boo-boo. Why are you here? You come say hi. Oh, little baby. Shall I pick her up so you can see her? You want to see everybody on the camera? Oh, there's my baby. There's my baby. Look who's in the camera. You're just looking outside, aren't you? Pete's just gone for a bike ride and she's wondering where he's gone. Where did Daddy go? She's such a little treasure. Oh, you're so tired, aren't you? You have so many jobs to do in your day. Do you want to get down now? Lovely girl. She's such a little honey. I'd be so lost without her. Yeah, you got your eye on my coffee, haven't you? There you go, Bubs. It'll be a while. I'm very naughty and I give her the dregs of my coffee cup. I know, you're not supposed to do that. No comments, please. Anyway, where was I? The pizza dough. Well, it's started its rising process now. It has 4 sets of folds today. It's just had its first one, which you'll have seen just before I started chatting. So in an hour, I will give it its next set of folds, and then it'll have 2 more sets of folds, and then it'll go in the fridge overnight. And hopefully we'll have some pizza bases tomorrow, but we'll see. So today is the 9th of April. Poor Boris, our Prime Minister, he's in hospital with this awful coronavirus. That's been really upsetting. I'm really surprised at how worried and upset about him I've been. And our amazing Queen did a speech on TV. I think that was Sunday. Oh, I just love her. She is incredible. I feel so proud that she is our Queen. Coffee, obviously. This is in one of my absolute treasured mugs. This was my big brother's favourite mug, and I love having a drink out of this. I think this is podcast number 47, but I could be wrong. And I'm coming to you from a very sunny, very beautiful day in West Sussex in England. And my name's Jooles, I don't know if I said that or not. So welcome. Okay, what shall we start with? Bit of chatter or bit of knitting? Let's start with a bit of knitting. That's what we're here for, really, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to do some finished... Oh, My list so shows the other way around. Okay, I'm going to do some works in progress. So first up is my Whitmore, which I'm just going to turn this light down a tiny bit. That's better. I feel like, oh, that's even better. Oh well, it's too late to go back now. You'll have me glaringly bright at the beginning. Okay, so oh, so much yarn. Okay, let's see. Oh, you're such a good girl. She's just sitting down here. Hello, darling. Ooh, you're such a cutie, aren't you? Oh, bless you. Okay, back to my Whitmore. Now, I spoke about this in my last podcast and I had a few questions, how I'm managing my yarn, if I'm alternating skeins and things like that. And I literally didn't tell you any decent information about this. So I'm just going to shut the door now she's gone, because George will be down for his breakfast in a minute and I feel very self-conscious. Oh, that's my tummy rumbling. Okay, so back to this. Oh, isn't it beautiful? I've done quite a lot more since last time. Not as much as I'd have liked. I've been concentrating on some of my patterns, but I have to knit from the armpit 10.5 inches and then I'll have the ribbing, and I think I'm probably about 8, maybe a bit over. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Now this is a pattern by my lovely Amy, who is Taylor S Studio. It's her first garment pattern, and I've had a few people ask me, is it really easy? Do you think they could follow it? And my honest answer, and this is a truly honest answer, is yes. The pattern is so perfectly written. I think Amy has even updated it since she's published it, to add like extra helpful tips in it, like when to slip the markers and things like that, which I didn't have in my pattern, and I found it so easy. You have to concentrate, obviously, because it is lace, but it's not hard lace at all. Okay, so I was asked about alternating skeins, and I didn't do any skein alternating up to this point. So I did all the lace using one skein of each. So I've got Perfect Sock, and this one here is Fairground, which is a Suri alpaca. So I just used one skein of each for the lace, and once I finished the lace, then I joined in another, whoops, very bouncy chair. I've made my chair higher today, so it feels a bit weird. I feel like I'm really tall. So now I am alternating skeins on the body. So I've got 2 sets going. I've got this going on at the moment, which can get a bit tangly, but I think it's totally worth doing with hand-dyed yarn. I'm using the helical knitting method, and I followed a tutorial by Grace, who is, oh, I always get this wrong, Bubbles Travelling Yarn. I'll put a link below. So her video is amazing. Grace is so lovely as well, and it's so simple, and with the helical knitting method means that you don't, excuse it, just gets so tangled. Means that you don't get a line in one spot where you switch your yarn. It's spread, it's 3 stitches apart on each round. So I couldn't tell you where I changed yarn. It's a magical method, and it's, once you've done 1 or 2 rounds, it's so easy. You don't even need to think about it. So yes, that's how I'm knitting it. But oh, I'm so excited. By the time I do my next podcast, I really hope to have had the body finished. I will. I think I'm going to finish it this weekend, because it's going to be Easter weekend, which is really lovely, but also really weird, because I won't see my Bryony. I won't see my mum. I won't see my brother and his family. It'll just be us three. So weird. Anyway, enough said. Right, so I think that's all I've got to say on my Whitmore. I hope I've covered everything. I went up half a needle size because that is just standard for me. I'm a tight knitter. There'll be other details on my Ravelry project page for it. So yeah, so that's my Whitmore. Okay, so I have been working on another new pattern, and my new socks are being housed in this gorgeous bag. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh, so lovely. This is from my friend Nikki, who is Lupin Lane Handmade. Oh, I love it so much. So let's show you the socks. Hang on, let me go and get another blocker. Hang on. I feel very disorganised this morning, and I think it's the fact that I hadn't totally decided to podcast. I was going to wake up and see if I felt like podcasting, and then I wasn't sure, so I had a bit of a slow start, but now I'm podcasting. The blocker's a little bit big for this sock actually, because the sock is more of a medium and the sock blockers are large, but here is my Cosmos socks, inspired by the fact that I am growing lots of Cosmos flowers this year because I love them. Lots of people suggested when I showed these on Instagram a while ago, these look like little shoots, and they do, but they also look like tulips. Oh, I don't know, these could be tulip socks. Okay, in the comments below, would you like to tell me tulips or Cosmos socks? What would be best? So I've knit these obviously out of rainbow colours because I just love rainbows and it's very apt at the moment. But I don't want these to be connected with COVID-19 at all, because they are not. These were born before COVID-19 came around. So this is my new pattern. I've not fully written it up yet, but I'm getting there, and I tend to, when I write a pattern, I tend to knit the first sock, just enjoy knitting and creating, and then when I knit the second sock, I take notes while I do the first obviously, and then when I do the second sock, that's when I write my pattern. So it's half written at the moment. I think I've just about finished my gusset increases, so it'll be the heel turn next, and as you can see I have reversed the colours. I love doing that. So I'm guessing the pattern will be with my tech editor end of next week maybe, so and then I'll have to get my lovely test knitters on it. So right, let me tell you what I used to knit them with. I used Dandelion and Dogwood, now there's a surprise, in their rainbow colourway, and it was a set of 6 20-gram mini skeins, which was perfect for this project. Amy and I did a collaboration, this was about 2 years ago probably, and I made these bags, which I love. I really need to make some more of these. I kept this one for myself, it's just naughty, but I don't normally do that, but I just loved it so much. And Amy made these to match, which they really do. So some of, oops, sorry, what happened there? So some of you may even have that mini skein set. These are knit toe up using my beanie toe. Has my Godet heel, lovely rib that fits in with the little sprouting whatever they are pattern, and this pattern is so pretty. I love it so much, and I think it blends the two colour sections really nicely. So they are up and coming. I think, oh yeah, this is really strange. Okay, so a couple of months ago, I was having a chat, probably less than that, maybe 6 weeks ago. I was having a chat with my lovely friend Rachel, who's so Ray-me. Hi, Rachel. And we were kind of talking about how we get our socks the right length before we start the gusset or before we start the toe, whichever way around we're doing it. And so it got me thinking about my sock ruler. And then, isn't it weird how things happen? Then I was watching The Bakery Bears and Kay was talking, I can't remember what she was saying about a sock ruler. I can't remember, but it was just so coincidental. Anyway, so I decided, because I was a silly sock knitter really, because I just kind of guessed up until quite recently where to put the heel in, or I don't know if I guessed, I think I measured against another sock that fit well. So now I have decided, or I've worked out rather, that I have to knit, when you're doing toe up, when I'm doing toe up, I have to knit 6.5 inches before I start the gusset increases. This is going to show more than 6.5 inches because I've almost finished the gusset increases. But it's a really easy way to measure, I think especially for toe up socks, where to start the gusset increases. So you can see I've started them here. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that because I find it makes knitting socks so much more enjoyable, because you don't have to keep holding it up against another sock or your foot, or get the tape measure on the back of your heel and measure the distance from the back of your heel to what the pattern says. You just, after making a couple, you just know that you knit, if you're sticking to one particular pattern that is, which I tend to stick to my own pattern because I've designed a sock that I love, which, why would you not do that? Yeah, and it works brilliantly. So I just always knit to 6.5 inches, then start the gusset increases, and it works perfectly every time. This I've had for years. I'll show you the details. It's just called the sock ruler. I must have got it online. So long I can't even remember, but it's brilliant. It's in centimetres and inches. Really useful. I've had it for such a long time, but only recently started using it. So yeah. Okay. Let's have a bit of a chatter, shall we? I'm trying to make these podcast sections quite short because I have lots of other things to show you. I've got some other footage that I want to share with you, but I can see I'm already on 23 minutes. I really, really, really hope you are all keeping well. It's such a weird, surreal time at the moment. And I consider myself very, very lucky to live with other people. My mum's all on her own. We speak a lot on the phone, but she's not like technically minded, so we don't do FaceTime or anything like that. It's just a phone call. And I drop little treats off. Pete actually dropped an Easter egg on her doorstep yesterday, like the Easter bunny. But I feel so grateful that I live in a house with a garden. I can't imagine what it must be like not to have an outdoor space to easily and safely go into. So yeah, I'm sending a big hug to all of you out there that maybe you're on your own or you don't have an outside space, because I can't even imagine how much harder self-isolation would be without those things. Yeah, as I say, it's been an emotional week. And the thing that made me most emotional this week was learning that my baby bird is flying the nest. He's not a baby bird, he's 26, but he'll always be my baby bird. And so I'm excited for him, obviously, and he's going to be hopefully buying a house with his girlfriend, Chloe, who is the sweetest girl. She's a nurse, so she's been really working hard. And I always think nurses are the loveliest people. If you want to be a nurse or a midwife or a doctor, you just have to have a caring heart. So you just know those people are just lovely. So yes, my baby bird is flying the nest. I thought I had several more years yet, but no. So I was pretty heartbroken. Literally, my heart felt like it was broken. So silly. I'm very selfish too. And I felt like it had fallen down into my belly. But I'm like that. When I hear some news that is not positive, I instantly go down that black hole. But it takes me a day or two, and then I process that information and I feel okay about it. And now, gosh, I'm gonna miss him. When Bryony moved out, I missed her so much. And I got used to that, sort of. And I'll get used to George moving out. And I'll know he'll be happy, and I know him and his girlfriend will just love each other and look after each other. So don't need to worry on that front at all. And they're planning on only living about 20 minutes away from home at the moment. So it's sad and happy. Don't you find that most things come with a sad and a happy? It's so hard to get your head around things like that. Also, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who, this was so lovely. Okay, so a while ago, I'm in my chatty mood now, aren't I? A while ago, possibly 2 weeks ago, is when this self-isolation started. I gave out a code for everybody who wanted to get one of my patterns for free. And I was so blown away by everybody who I think it was something like 1,600 patterns were downloaded, which was really lovely because I felt like I was just spreading a little bit of comfort out there. But not only that, it was just the most heartwarming thing because some people still purchased the pattern. Some people got the free pattern and then bought one or two or three or four of my other patterns. Some people sent me a free pattern, like a gift pattern. And I didn't expect that at all. I didn't even think that could happen, but I was so touched by that. So sometimes doing kind things is, for me, selfish because it makes me feel so good. Anyway, so a couple of days ago I decided, as it's almost Easter and I really love my little rabbits bag, that I would give out a code for that to be free. I think it was about 24 hours. And I should have checked, but I think it was something like 600 of you downloaded that pattern. And again, people were buying my patterns and sending me gift patterns, and I'm blown away by the kindness of people. It's just lovely. Anyway, I just wanted to share that and also say thank you to everybody who's enjoyed one of my patterns, and to also everybody who's given me something that's just absolutely not necessary but so very, very welcome. So thank you. Okay, shall we get on with finished things? Let me have some coffee. I have a few finished things I can't show you today because they are for Bryony's birthday. Very exciting. We're having a very handmade birthday this year because money. Just money. So we're having a very handmade birthday, and she's really happy about that because she loves handmade, and yeah, it's just lovely. So I am going to do a little separate video after I've recorded this to put in next time's video, because I would probably have podcasted and she'd have had her birthday in the meantime. So just being on the safe side, I'm not quite sure when I'm going to podcast, but I thought if I do the video of her presents that I've made, and then I'll show them next time. Whether I've got them or not is just better that way. So what I can show you is Whoops. This is a snuggle down cowl that I made for my friend who is having a really, really, really bad time of it at the moment. And she always remains kind and positive, and she's just inspirational. And I just wanted to make her something that she could put on and feel some love. You know, feel my arms around her shoulders and giving her a hug. This is my pattern, and it's the Snuggle Down Cowl. You can find it in my Ravelry shop. It's so easy and so lovely and relaxing to knit, and I tell you what, it is the softest thing. Oh, so nice. I made this out of, are you surprised? This is Peach Stand, and is it in Perfect Sock? And I also use Dandelion and Dogwood Fairground, which is the Surrey alpaca. So it's the same as I'm using for my Whitmore sweater, but I use the colour She's Naked, which I think is just undyed. So I'll be able to send this off now with a lovely note and some other little treats. And unfortunately, the weather is really warm, so I kind of hope we get a cold snap so that she can enjoy it and wear it. So that's that. I have also finished these. I finished a long time ago when I was recuperating, and these I've called my Magnolia socks. So pretty, this yarn. Oh, it's gorgeous. The yarn is by Les Family Yarns, and it's their self striping in Magnolia colourway. Look, it's so pretty. I just love the speckles. Self-striping with speckles, I don't know, something super magical. Self-striping is magical enough, isn't it? But speckles, look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. So these were knit from my Mabel pattern. And my Mabel pattern has a Mabel cable, just a teeny tiny little cable, which I love and is super simple up the side. But for some reason, I did what I often do, actually what I very often do, and that's 4 garter stitches at the beginning and the end of needle 1. It's just add something to a vanilla sock, which I really like. I like to have something to mark a kind of repeat, and I can say, right, I'm going to see 8 more garter ridges tonight or something like that. It just kind of keeps me going. Also self-striping does that too. So this sock pattern, it's my beanie toe, which I really love, and all of my patterns have a video tutorial on how to get going on the beanie toe. And this pattern also has a short row heel, but it also has a mini gusset, so it makes it wider at this point, which I find with some short row heels, that is the kind of point that's a little bit tight. So this mini gusset alleviates that. And I did 2x2, looks like twisted rib, doesn't it? I think this colour for the heel and the toe is Tea Rose by Dandelion and Dogwood, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's my Magnolia socks. So I'll be able to wear those. They've been sitting in my podcasting basket for weeks. Okay, so the last finished thing I can actually show you are my finished stripy short socks. I love these. They turned out so cute. These sock blockers are perfect, aren't they, for Easter? Hello. Anyway, back to the socks. So these are my stripy shorts socks, and they are inspired by, my son has, I think I spoke about it in my last podcast, he has these stripy shorts. He's had them for years and years and years, and they're blue and white stripes. And there's something about fine blue and white stripes that I really love. And also my love of the 80s sports socks. Do you remember those with pom-poms? So cute. Okay, so these socks, you can see, they are reverse stocking stitch, but there's no purling in them, or apart from a teeny bit up here, just a couple of rows up here, because they are knit inside out and then turned the right way. That's very confusing. Afterwards, it has one little sporty stripe here. So it starts with my beanie toe, has a little sporty stripe here. It has my Go Day heel with a contrast at the back. There's no breaking of yarns here, so I tell you how to just not break the yarns, and everything flows, and you're joining the right yarn at the right time. That doesn't even make sense. A little bit of twisted rib here, and just a little rollover, and of course a pom-pom to match the stripe. I'm really proud of this pattern. I just think it's so cute. What else do I need to tell you? I need to tell you about the yarn. The yarn was so kindly gifted to me from Lana of the Yarn Lab. Here we go, it's a label. And the kit is called 80s Kid, which, how perfect is that? There are 250 grams, undyed, and this gorgeous, gorgeous cornflower blue. And then there was a choice of purple or pink for the pom-poms. And I have one of these to give away. How exciting is that? So my test knitters, I think, are almost done. And I am hoping to release the pattern in the next few days. So keep an eye out on Instagram, because that's where I'll announce it. So in my next podcast, I'm going to be giving away these from Lana, and look what she also sent. I'm going to stand up so I can show you. How cute is that? Oh, and look at this huge bundle of stitch markers. How cute are they? There's flamingos, cherries, lips, sneakers, unicorn. So gorgeous, so gorgeous. So thank you so much, Lana. I know it's taken me a while to get round to knitting with these yarns, but I am so happy, so excited. So this will be a giveaway in my next podcast, which is fun. I haven't done a giveaway for a while. Actually, I have. I don't mind. So there we go. Stripy short socks coming soon. So that's about it from me today. I have got a bit more recording to do, as I said before, because I want to show Bryony's presents, which I am so chuffed with. But before I go, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have been watching my adverts, letting my adverts run. Well, they're not my adverts, letting the adverts run at the beginning and end of my videos. It really makes a huge difference. Some of the adverts are ridiculous, like 10 minutes. No, that can't be right. I must have made that up. Maybe 5 minutes. But anyway, I do not expect you to watch those. Just skip. Don't worry about those ones. But if they're a minute or so, I really appreciate you watching them. And it did make such a difference last week. And I can't thank you enough. I really can't, because it's a bit dull watching adverts, but it really does help me. And all other podcasters who have adverts at the beginning of their podcasts. It's not much, it's pennies really, but you know, it all helps. Also, I thought I'd share a couple of podcasts or vlogs that I've really been enjoying lately. There are millions. There's all of my usual ones: Gainer, Tales from Cuckoo Land, So Rain Me, Little Drops of Wonderful. Who else is doing them at the moment? Oh, there's loads, and I love them all. But two that I've really got into lately is Stitching the High Notes. Joanna's making April, is it April? Yeah, April vlogs. And I just love her. She's so gentle and has such a lovely nature about her. And I love her cooking, and I love the view out of her window so much. It's beautiful. And I just love her. She's just lovely. So if you'd like a nice, calming, inspiring video to watch, I really suggest Joanna of Stitching the High Notes. I'll leave links below. And also my friend Meg, who is Wool and Cookies, has come back, and I love Meg. Meg and I love each other so much. And she's named lots of podcasts that I've never heard of, so I've got lots of new podcasts to watch too. Yeah, so go and give those two ladies some love. Okay, so I think, I can't quite remember what I've recorded, but I've definitely got a little tour of my seeds and my plant babies in the greenhouse. I cleaned my sitting room. Woo, that was a big moment. Hadn't done that for a while. And I kind of gave you a little tour of that. I hope it's not too boring. It was quite long, I noticed, but you can skip it if it's boring. There's probably some doggy walks in there. Can't remember, that might be it, or there might be some other bits. Anyway, I just want to wish you all a lovely Easter and stay well and healthy, and I'm sending lots of love. Bye. Notice there's a lovely big bee there that I need to rescue in a minute, and there's another funny little black and white one over there, so I'll be rescuing those in a bit. But I just wanted to show you what I have going on in here. So let's start this side. I have lots of cosmos that I ordered from Sarah Raven as plug plants, and I'm just growing them on a little bit in the greenhouse. So there's those. Oh, that one doesn't look very happy. So I've got those. More cosmos. These are 2 delphiniums that my mum grew from seed, and these are, I think they're called Californian poppies, but they're really orange, and they were also plug plants which I'm growing on. In here I've got some tomato seeds that I planted yesterday. Doggy, what are you up to? I'm trying to record, don't you know? She's after the pot. She likes to run around the garden with a plant pot. So these are tomatoes, and they are indigo rose, and these are tomatoes as well, and these are sun gold. These ones are amazing. You get loads and loads. They're both little tomatoes, so you get bunches of like little tomatoes, and they ripen really quickly. So I've got some more flowers growing here, and these are Ami Bisnaga, I don't know, can't read my own writing, but they are a lovely, bit like cow parsley. Then I have these, which are cornflowers, Blue Boy, and then I have some phlox, cherry caramel. I can't even remember ordering those, but I obviously did. Over here I've got some sweet peas. I kept the label. I saw these in when I went to Sarah Raven's garden, Patch Hill, and they were so gorgeous. There we go. Can you see that? That's not focusing very well. Hang on. Not sure if it's the light, if it's focusing or not. I think it is. And they were so pretty. They were like a coral colour, and I bought a packet for Gaynor, Tales of Cookie Land, and for Amy, Taylor Studio, so we could all have the same sweet peas. Oh, go on, little bee. There you go. In here, I have planted some peas that I had left over from a couple of years ago that I found in my seed box, and I'm just going to harvest them as pea shoots for salad because I just love them. And in here I've planted some basil, and I've got a little, this is a silver spoon. I have a whole set somewhere. My lovely friend in Australia, she gave those to me a long time ago. But some basil in here, and I only planted that this morning. What's down here? I think this might be sweet peas, but I can't actually remember. What does it say? Oh no, they're cobia. So they're like a climbing plant. They're quite a vigorous climber, and I'm going to grow them over an arch in the garden. And these are some campanula, which I'm hoping, oh, that one's a bit dry. They've been in there a while. I think they do take quite a long time to germinate, those ones, and I'm hoping to put those in little gaps in the wall. And I think that's it. I have a couple of house plants in here that were not looking their best at all. Yeah, so this is my newly cleaned out greenhouse. I hope this is actually focusing. I have got my glasses on, but it's so bright I can't see. So let's move back. So there we go. That's my little greenhouse tour. have a naked Boo this morning. Hey Boobs. Hey Mabel. You're going to sit. Oh, you're getting tangled up. Sit. Good girl, stay. I'm going to give her a treat. Ready? Good girl. It's funny seeing her naked on the walk. This is the first time she's been coat free this season. Well, this year. Well, probably since about August.